WLTV, a.k.a. WLTV, the number one wine show on the internets. And this is BBQ Central.
In a world permeated with barbecue websites under the control of tyrannical administrators, there was one man, a one-man army. He broke all the rules. He allowed his members to speak out, give their opinions, and make the website what it is today. Get ready for Greg Rempe and the Barbecue Central Show.
Live from Cleveland, Ohio, it's the Barbecue Central Show.
Hey, gang, welcome to another edition of the Barbecue Central Show. Yeah, this is the show that happens to talk about all things important to the world of barbecue and grilling. I am your program host, Greg Rempe. Happy to have you aboard here on a Wednesday. Typically, we're coming to you live, loud and proud from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame city of Cleveland, Ohio. But tonight, joining you again on remote and back once again in the Buckeye city of Columbus, Ohio, baby. This is the Barbecue Central Radio Show, and I am happy to have you aboard here on Wednesday. Very excited for the show that's coming up. But before we get into that, let me give you some contact information in case you want to jump in on the show tonight. Special show. We have a toll-free number that you can call in on, 877-448-0433, 877-448-0433 is the toll-free number to call in on if you want to get in on the show and have a take and have a question for any of the guests that we have coming out tonight. Also, you can email the show if you want to, greg@thebbqcentralshow.com is the email address. That's the ways to get in contact with the show. No video on vocal again this week, just because I am actually connecting through a small netbook into the Barbecue Central Radio Network compound in order to do the show on remote. And perhaps I actually need to preface this by saying that for whatever reason, this week, although I'm in the same hotel as I was last week, the internet connection doesn't seem to be as robust as it was last week, so I need to apologize up front in case there are any audio difficulties or skips or dropouts that you might be hearing during the course of the show tonight. And then once again, the show is only going to run an hour until 10 o'clock, but still a lot of great stuff happening. What's that, you ask? What's happening on the show tonight? Well, we've kind of bundled the show tonight with members of the Kansas City Barbecue Society that are looking to run for the KCBS Board of Directors. It's that time again where the BOD is up for re-election. There's a certain number of spots that people can go ahead and submit their candidacy to, and tonight we'll be having two of those people coming on. Next segment, we'll be joined by hopeful BOD John Kirby. If you're a fan of the show, you know about this time last year, we actually had John on, who was making his initial run for the KCBS BOD and was unsuccessful at that point, but he's decided to go ahead and run for another board seat this year. So we'll talk to him and see what's changed over the course of 12 months, see if things that he thought were not as good last year perhaps have improved maybe, or maybe there's some new things that he would like to see done during the course of this coming competition and calendar year. And he is an East Coaster, so if you're aware of what's been happening, especially with reps over in the East Coast, a very reputable team of a husband and wife, that being am I going to draw a blank? I want to say Romaines. It's not Mullane. Yeah, see, it's kind of like Romaine. The Mullanes no longer doing that, and I think, of course, one of John's concerns is the fact that you want to get a kind of representative feel of barbecue throughout the course of the country instead of just having it based out there in the Mocan area, that being Missouri and Kansas. So we'll be joined by John Kirby coming up here in about 10 minutes from now to talk about why you should cast your vote for him if you are a voting member of the Kansas City Board or Kansas City Barbecue Society. Coming up after him around 9:35 Eastern Standard Time tonight, another hopeful, Sonny Ashford, coming from a different portion of the country, that being Oklahoma, and he will be obviously talking to us about his background in barbecue, if he's competed and when he decided to get in there. And of course, look, I mean, what's the bottom line here? Why does anybody want to run or put in their candidacy for a Kansas City Barbecue Society Board of Directors? Or for, it doesn't even have to be relegated to that. Of course, it's the biggest, but the best, that's debatable. You have the Florida Barbecue Association. You have Memphis Barbecue Network. Why do any of these people decide to go out of being somebody that just takes part in competition and take it one step further and get into that bureaucratic portion of the sport? So we'll see what the definitive factor for Sonny was to get him from out of competition and now to in the boardroom where things are actually happening and rules change and certain tasks are being carried out. What's the impetus? What's the driving factor for somebody to take that kind of a step? Much like it would be for a backyard barbecuer to make that leap out into the competition circuit. You know, where's the driving factor? As I said before, where's the impetus for him to do that? So that'll be Sonny Ashford coming up at 9:35 Eastern Standard Time. Sonny, actually a very dynamic individual. If you I had no idea that he was actually into professional football as well. So depending on how time goes, we can talk to him a bit about that. But definitely, most importantly, want to get his thoughts on the candidacy for KCBS and why you should cast your vote for Sonny instead of some of the other people that are running. So again, 9:35, Sonny Ashford and his run for Kansas City Barbecue Society, BOD. And then, of course, we have the fourth segment, Free for All, and this will be sponsored mainly tonight by Fred's Music and Barbecue. Fred has supplied me with two different kinds of rub tonight, so I don't remember exactly what they are. But look, Fred has been a longtime sponsor of the show, and his rubs are pretty much outstanding. I used his traditional turkey rub on our Thanksgiving turkey that we made this year. And I believe there's a veggie blend, and there might be some other more traditional barbecue style blend. But we have two rubs to give away from Fred's Music and bbq.com, so you want to tune in for that. And then depending on what happens, we might carry over into the second hour a little bit, just kind of blast out the prize closet as well, which has prizes from Frog Mats, from Greenleaf Barbecue, from the good folks over at Barbecue Hooks, Cosmos Q, obviously one of the more exciting prizes, and then one of my personal favorites, El Capitan's barbecue, El Capitan's Santa Maria style barbecue seasonings. That's what you have to look forward to tonight. And again, your contact information in case you're wondering how to jump in tonight. Toll-free landline 877-448-0433. And again, that email address, greg@thebbqcentralshow.com. The forum that I'm providing for my two guests tonight obviously is unbiased. I am not a member of any sanctioning body, so if you are a member of KCBS and you want to jump in and see or ask your own question as to what these guys might look to change or what their particular platforms are, whatever, of course I'm going to welcome your calls, and you can call in at any point if you have a particular question for John or if you have a particular question for Sonny. Don't hesitate. Pick up the phone. I'm happy to do it, or you can also email me as well. So those lines of communication are open in case you want to get in with these people that are actually making the effort to get on the Kansas City Barbecue Society's board of directorship. Is it a board of directorship? I don't know. Why not? You can do that as well, and I welcome those inquiries from you because that's really kind of a service to the show. I think I was getting a little blowback from folks that thought it might be I don't want to say that they think it might be a bad idea for me to have a show like this, but look, it's the biggest sanctioning body in the world, so This is what people want to hear. This is what people want to know, and I will talk about it tonight. And if other people are interested in coming on the show in a future here in the next couple of weeks to talk about why they want to run, I'll be more than happy to have them on. Friends, quick reminder about who I just mentioned, Fred's Music and BBQ. Look, you want to deal with people that are reputable online, and Fred has a massive online retail presence. He also has the brick-and-mortar place, tropical and, dare I say, beautiful downtown Shillington, Pennsylvania. But look, he's got you covered from grills and smokers to all the accoutrements, cookbooks if you want them. It doesn't matter. Fred is reputable and he gets you done. It's Fred's Music and BBQ.com. John Kirby coming up next. Stand by.
You're listening to the Barbecue Central Radio Show.
Barbecue fans travel from all over the country and the world to learn the secrets of real pit barbecue from Grand Champion Pitmaster Conrad Haskins. Now take your skills to the next level with a Barbecue Institute Pitmaster class. You'll learn how to make sauces, rubs, and smoke mouth-watering barbecue every time you cook. Your new skills will impress friends and family. Internet forums, blogs, and Facebook are full of success stories from our graduates. Upcoming classes locations include Rock City Rib Fest, Rochester, New York; Lexington, Massachusetts; Lang Factory Test Kitchen in Georgia; Fort Worth, Texas; Fredericksburg, Texas; Houston, Texas; Monroe, Washington; and Kennewick, Washington. For more information, class dates, and contests we'll be competing in, visit www.bbqclass.com. That's bbqclass.com. The future of barbecue is already here at thebarbecueguru.com. From the amazing guru that monitors and controls the temperatures of any charcoal, wood, or electric pit to the Caldera Tallboy knockdown smoker. Yes, it breaks down and stores flat, yet it's still a robust, sturdy, portable cooker and smokehouse. It also serves as an efficient temperature-controlled convection oven using wood or charcoal. The Tallboy is designed to fit all catering pans and can be used as a warming oven. You can cook in any style you choose. Make ribs, chicken, jerky, vegetables, smoked cheese, whatever you want. Take it to KCBS competitions and unload it from the trunk of your car. TheBarbecueGuru.com is where you'll find the Caldera 3-Bay Caterer. It's stainless steel and uses charcoal or sterno for chafing purposes. And it doubles as a 3-bay sink or wash station with hot water and knocks down in seconds with no tools required for transportation and storage. The future of barbecue is here at thebarbecueguru.com. That's www.thebbqguru.com or call 1-800-288-GURU.
Forget going from site to site to get all of your barbecue and grilling supplies and make your first and final stop at fredsmusicandbarbecue.com. In the market for a new barbecue pit, we have all the big name brands like Big Green Egg and more. As a matter of fact, Fred's is staffed by eggheads and carries all the parts and accessories for the Big Green Egg. More of a pellet head, you say? Fred's is the pellet grill superstore with grills in stock from Traeger, Green Mountain, and Country Smokers from Louisiana Grills. Fred's also carries smokers from Cook Shack, Bradley, and Weber, as well as a full line of charcoal grills. And once you're outfitted with your new smoker or grill, you'll find absolutely everything you need to make your barbecue or grilling experience a success. Fred is also the creator and distributor of Tasty Licks barbecue products, including their great line of rubs, spices, and sauces. You gotta try them. And you can also get your hands on a full lineup of marinades, accessories, lump charcoal, wood chips, pellets, chunks, and even the great grilling tools from Stephen Reichlin of Barbecue U fame. Check out Fred on the web at fredsmusicandbarbecue.com or check out their fully stocked showroom in beautiful Shillington, PA.
Introducing Cosmos Q. Cosmos Q injections and marinades use only the finest ingredients, and they mix easily, never clotting or caking. From our beef injection to our pork injection, you're guaranteed to wow your friends, family, and judges. And don't forget to check out our Cosmos Chicken Soak for that moist and tender chicken you're gonna love.
And don't forget about Cosmo's new pork soak and rubs.
You can find us at cosmosq.com and select retailers across the nation. For quality injections, marinades, and rubs, it's Cosmos Q.
Broadcasting live from the Barbecue Central Radio Network studios in Cleveland, Ohio. You're listening to the Barbecue Central Radio Show. Once again, here's your host, Greg Rempe.
Welcome back, 14 past the hour. This is the Barbecue Central Radio Show. I am your program host, Greg Rempe, and this portion of the show being brought to you tonight by the good folks over at the Barbecue Guru. Makers of automatic pit temperature control devices, not to mention a host of other products that make your barbecue and grilling life easier. 2 ways to find them. You can find them up on the interwebs, thebbqguru.com, or you can also dial them up toll-free at 800-288-GURU. It's the good folks over at the Barbecue Guru. All right, as promised, we're going to be getting in and talking a little KCBS Board of Director nominee talk here for the next 2 segments. And joining me first as we race over to the hotline, he was a hopeful last year, and he's going to go ahead and make a run this year again. It is friend of the show, John Kirby. John, how are you tonight, buddy?
Oh, fine, thank you.
Good. So, John, let's go ahead and quickly get more of a background on you and how you got into barbecue in general and how that stemmed into the competition scene, and then we'll work more into the BOD nominations from there.
Okay, well, I guess I'm like most of the competitors out there. Went to a barbecue cook-off and kind of caught the bug. Formed a small team with my good friend of mine, and we competed for a year. And then I went and took a judging class to see just what the judges wanted, and just kind of snowballed. And it's been a very nice ride, I guess, up until now.
So when you decided to get into the competition scene, at what point did you think, maybe it needs to be a little bit more than this for me, and start looking over to more of the BOD side of things?
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, talking to a lot of people, everybody sits around and complains about this and complains about that. And I've been seeing, it seems like there's a lot of misdirection on the board. A lot of arguing and everything. And I'd like to take and get in there, and I don't know if one person can turn it around, but I'm not sure I'd like to give it a try. I'd like to take and get focused, especially in the area of judging and that type of thing.
John Kirby is my guest. John, you ran last year, and you didn't make it onto the board, but you've decided to go ahead and run again. Well, within that 12-month span, has anything changed in your eyes that has become better? And obviously, to the other side of that coin, has anything perhaps even degraded to where you're even encouraged more to try and get on that board and help out things?
Well, I'm not really sure how to answer that question. I guess you could say that most of the decisions, I think, made by the board have been kind of lame. It seems like they keep putting things off instead of making a decision. And one thing I didn't like what they started to do is when they don't even give reports anymore now. Reports emailed to all the other people on the board. They read the report and they say, okay, we'll accept it as is without even reading it into the minutes. And I think that's got to stop.
So aside from that particular thing, what are some of the other big decisions that there might be keeping inside that you think that the membership of KCBS needs to be aware of and perhaps be more transparent on?
Well, I think there is some conflict of interest with several of the members. I don't want to say any names at the time, but I think people out there know who I'm probably referring to. And it seems like people bend over backwards to not address the conflict of interest. And I'm not really, I don't want to take and start naming names because you get in trouble doing that.
John Kirby joining us. He's looking to make a run for Kansas City Barbecue Society Board of Directors coming up this coming year. So, John, let's assume that everything goes well as planned and you're actually elected into the BOD this year. What are some of the specific things that you would like to accomplish or at least refine or hone during your time on the BOD?
Well, I would like to, if elected, I'd like to be put on the CBJ and judging committee. I'd like to see a newsletter where all the judges receive this, and the judges have a chance to put feedback back to the committee, because I think the judges themselves, they all want to do a good job, and I think there's a lot of good ideas that they may have to help make the judging better, but no one addresses them as a group. And I think that's be a good place to start is to take and have a judging newsletter where with feedback from the judges themselves to the board, and not just the little comment cards that are starting to be given out during the judging process.
You know, I've been talking to people, especially some of the pit masters and, you know, maybe some of the other people that are in the peripheral as far as competition barbecue is concerned. And we've been talking about judging. I had Carrie Oliver on last week, who had just taken, recently just taken a KCBS judging class. And, I mean, we're human beings, right, John? So what I'm eating and what you're eating might taste completely different. So I'm sure the idea and the focus of KCBS is to provide that consistent judging plane. So whether you're in, you know, somewhere Massachusetts or wherever California and all points in between, that at least there's a more even playing field throughout, no matter where you're at, to give you that best case scenario of winning on a consistent basis. And in your eyes, is there a utopia or a potential utopia that can be created in order to make this happen more than it does?
Well, like you said, everybody has an individual taste, and they vary greatly by region. People that in the Northeast, what they might consider excellent or the best barbecue in the world, guy down in Texas is going to take and throw his nose up at it, perhaps. Same thing with California, with the avant-grade cooking coming out of there. But I think for the most part, as long as everybody's on the same level playing field, I think we have go a long way to making things fair for everybody.
So aside from these judging cards that you had mentioned, is there anything else, at least in the judging portion, that you would like to see fixed or refined or honed to make sure that people are getting the best shot out there to win? Yes,
they've changed the criteria. We used to start at 9, then they started at 6, and so. But I don't think it's really driven home to the older judges that we're now starting at this part and not the old-fashioned 9 and working your way down. And we have to get everybody on the same level playing field and everybody on the same page, which goes back to having a judges only newsletter, perhaps, that the judges can receive this and say, hey, this is what the story is. This is how we're supposed to be doing this. And also like to see a purge of judges in a set number, to be set a certain number of years. If you haven't judged in, say, 3 or 4 years, in order to judge again, you're going to have to take the course all over again to be able to get out there and actually start judging.
Do you think that would potentially offend people that have been judges for years now, or is that really something that doesn't need to be taken into consideration? You need to be on a flavor palate experience where you know what's out there right now and you're able to judge what's good and what's bad.
Well, I think if the way things keep progressing and that if you don't judge at least 2-3 times a year, I think you should, you get out of the rhythm, perhaps the word I'm looking for. But if you don't judge at all for 3 or 4 years and then come back to it, I mean, I can't see how they can possibly do that and be a good judge.
So isn't this a potential issue, John? Let me get your thought on this. John Kirby joining us here on the show, potential KCBS board of directors hopeful. There's a lot of people that become certified judge during the course of a year because they want to join KCBS through membership, and one of the ways is obviously taking a judging class. Maybe they're just doing that for fun because some other friends are doing it. There's not a lot of competitions in there. They don't want to travel 4, 5, 10, 12 hours to wherever the nearest competition might be. Do you think that there is like a perhaps more majority percentage of folks like that who took it once and they really never thought about exercising what they were taught in a real competition scene versus the people that do it on a more consistent basis?
Well, right there is in a nutshell. there's a lot of competition teams that take the judging course to see what the judges are looking for, but never actually go out and judge themselves. Why should they be staying on their roles as a CBJ? For the same reason, you're just cluttering up the role. It's one thing they can say, well, we've got 9,000 certified judges in KCBS, but only, say, 2,000 are active, and the other 7,000 are in name only. Why carry them? I mean, outside of the fact that people like to pay their dues, you can still be a dues-paying member without being a certified judge. So I like to see the judging ranks pared down to actual judges that want to judge and are active judges.
John Kirby joining us here on the show. John, anything else that you would like to get out platform-wise here before I cut you loose?
Yeah, well, I understand there's a ballot coming up for the membership to vote on for regional board members, and I think I would love to see that happen. I think right now, a majority of the board seems to always come from the Midwest, with a few people from other states. If we had a core, that are permanent, but then the Northeast is guaranteed to have 2 members, the Southwest, the West. That would bring a more regional flavor to the board, and that I think even the board out better.
All right, so we're looking for regional people, and of course, you're obviously on the East Coast. You're there in Maryland, right, John?
Yes, I'm in Maryland. So I would, roughly be say the Mid-Atlantic states, and then I would like to take and bring that flavor to the board. New England, I'm sure things are different up in New England, where someone elected from up there would have another take to the originality they could bring to the board. The board needs to be regional. It can't be just central, like it seems to be mainly is right now.
All right, there he is. He is John Kirby, and he is looking for your vote for the Kansas City Barbecue Society Board of Directors spots that are open. John, as always, I appreciate you coming on last year, and, of course, I appreciate the time you made out for the show tonight. Appreciate the insight and the platform that you're running on. Good luck to you, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Okay, well, thanks a lot. Thank you for the chance to speak to the people out there, and I'm asking them to give me their vote.
All right, John, good luck, and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay, thank you.
There he is. It's John Kirby, baby. Yeah. John is running for the Kansas City Barbecue Society Board of Directors. So there you go. John thinks that if you have not judged a class in recent memory, and I'm sure there's a substantial amount of people that haven't, that you should be either cycled out or you should have to go through the judging process again. That's really kind of hard to fault. I don't know if you would, who would you rather have? Somebody that does it on a weekly basis or, 2-3 times a month? Or do you want somebody that's going to do it for the first time who's had their certification for like 2 years? You tell me. If I'm spending my money, I'm going to want somebody that's done it on a regular basis. Again, that's John Kirby from the he's again mid-Atlantic guy. So you want to make sure that and I have to say, his idea of regional barbecue representation probably isn't a bad idea either. Because look, what's the biggest fight ever on the face of the earth? Well, the biggest fight ever on the face of the earth is where's true barbecue. You have the Carolinas, hyper-regionally to the Carolinas. You have North Carolina and South Carolina. You have the all the way down to the sauces. Is it a red sauce? Is it a pepper sauce? Is it a vinegar sauce down there? You obviously have Texas coming in with their beef and sausage. You have Memphis. You have Kansas City, Mocan, baby. Carolina is like blowing up. California is like blowing up with barbecue right now. So that's going to be a tough situation as well. So look, having a regional feel to it right now probably isn't the worst idea ever. So that's John Kirby. If you want to vote for him because you like what he said, go ahead and vote for him. You got to be a KCBS member in order to do that. And we'll come back with Sonny Ashford making his run right after this. Stick around.
You're listening to the Barbecue Central Radio Show.
Barbecue fans travel from all over the country and the world to learn the secrets of real pit barbecue from Grand Champion Pitmaster Conrad Haskins. Now, take your skills to the next level with a Barbecue Institute Pit Master class. You'll learn how to make sauces, rubs, and smoke mouth-watering barbecue every time you cook. Your new skills will impress friends and family. Internet forums, blogs, and Facebook are full of success stories from our graduates. Upcoming classes locations include Rock City Rib Fest, Rochester, New York; Lexington, Massachusetts; Lang Factory Test Kitchen in Georgia; Fort Worth, Texas; Fredericksburg, Texas; Houston, Texas; Monroe, Washington; and Kennewick, Washington. For more information, class dates, and contests we'll be competing in, visit www.bbqclass.com. That's bbqclass.com. The future of barbecue is already here at thebarbecueguru.com. From the amazing guru that monitors and controls the temperatures of any charcoal, wood, or electric pit to the Caldera Tallboy knockdown smoker. Yes, it breaks down and stores flat, yet it's still a robust, sturdy, portable cooker and smokehouse. It also serves as an efficient temperature-controlled convection oven using wood or charcoal. The Tallboy is designed to fit all catering pans and can be used as a warming oven. You can cook in any style you choose. Make ribs, chicken, jerky, vegetables, smoked cheese, whatever you want. Take it to KCBS competitions and unload it from the trunk of your car. TheBarbecueGuru.com is where you'll find the Caldera 3-Bay Caterer. It's stainless steel and uses charcoal or sterno for chafing purposes. And it doubles as a 3-bay sink or wash station with hot water and knocks down in seconds with no tools required for transportation and storage. The future of barbecue is here at thebarbecueguru.com. That's www.thebbqguru.com or call 1-800-288-GURU.
Forget going from site to site to get all of your barbecue and grilling supplies and make your first and final stop at fredsmusicandbarbecue.com. In the market for a new barbecue pit, we have all the big name brands like Big Green Egg and more. As a matter of fact, Fred's is staffed by eggheads and carries all the parts and accessories for the Big Green Egg. More of a pellet head, you say? Fred's is the pellet grill superstore with grills in stock from Traeger, Green Mountain, and Country Smokers from Louisiana Grills. Fred's also carries smokers from Cook Shack, Bradley, and Weber, as well as a full line of charcoal grills. And once you're outfitted with your new smoker or grill, you'll find absolutely everything you need to make your barbecue or grilling experience a success. Fred is also the creator and distributor of Tasty Licks barbecue products, including their great line of rubs, spices, and sauces. You gotta try them. And you can also get your hands on a full lineup of marinades, accessories, lump charcoal, wood chips, pellets, chunks, and even the great grilling tools from Stephen Reichlin of Barbecue U fame. Check out Fred on the web at fredsmusicandbarbecue.com or check out their fully stocked showroom in beautiful Shillington, PA.
Introducing Cosmos Q. Cosmos Q injections and marinades use only the finest ingredients, and they mix easily, never clotting or caking. From our beef injection to our pork injection, you're guaranteed to wow your friends, family, and judges. And don't forget to check out our Cosmos Chicken Soak for that moist and tender chicken you're gonna love.
And don't forget about Cosmo's new pork soak and rubs.
You can find us at CosmosQ.com and select retailers across the nation. For quality injections, marinades, and rubs, it's Cosmos Q.
Get in the smoke. Call 877-448-0433 to get on the air. Now, here's your host, Greg Rempe.
Welcome back, 33 past the hour. This is the Barbecue Central radio show coming to you live and direct from Columbus, Ohio, baby, yeah! Home of the Buckeyes. And happy to have you aboard here on this remote show tonight. 877-448-0433 is the number to call. Greg at thebbqcentralshow.com is the email address. This portion of the show brought to you by the good folks over at D-Dog's Barbecue Rub, now offering free shipping. That's right, still free shipping. So if you have some last-minute Christmas shopping to do and they like jalapeno rib glazes or a Texas-style barbecue sauce or any other rubs and sauces that D-Dogs might sell, head on over to ddogsbbq.com. Order as much as you want, and Darren will pay for that shipping. As we all know by now, D-Dog's Barbecue Rub is better than ketchup. All right, joining me here in just a few minutes will be Sonny Ashford. He is also making a run for the Kansas City Barbecue Society's Board of Directors. And we'll be talking to him about why he's decided to go ahead and jump into that race as well. Thoughts about John Kirby, if you thought what he said was good, if you thought about what he said was something that doesn't encourage you to vote for him, certainly more than happy to field your emails and calls on that as well. So John has kind of made it an effort to get out there and re-put himself back out there again for running for the Kansas City Barbecue Society Board of Directors. So, in a way, that's obviously very commendable. He has a passion for seeing KCBS go in the right way, and certainly that is something that, if you're a fan of the KCBS, you definitely want to see it be successful, I guess, right? I mean, you would hate to not have it be successful. So what can I say? That was John Kirby joining us last segment. All right, let's go ahead and race to the hotline. Pick up our next guest. Joining us for the first time is Sonny Ashford. Sonny, thanks for coming on the show tonight. How are you, buddy?
I am absolutely phenomenal, although the weather sucks here in Nebraska.
Look, it's going to be hard-pressed to find any type of sympathy for me coming at you from Columbus, Ohio tonight, Sonny.
Well, okay, you guys have snow on the ground. We have sleet. So,
it's all some type of freezing precipitation, no matter how we look at it, right?
Any way we look at it, it's cold.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Sonny Ashford is our guest. Sonny, we're going to obviously talk about why you're looking to run for the Kansas City Barbecue Society Board of Directors. But before we do that, for the people that might not know, who you are and what your background in barbecue is, how do you get introduced to barbecue? Obviously, Oklahoma is well known for its barbecue.
Oh no, Greg, no, baby, darling. Let's go way back. I was born and raised in Shreveport, Louisiana. Okay?
Oh, all right. So you're Cajun.
And my dad was known for barbecue through that part of the country. He had a sauce that only Jesus could have made better, and he put that I know of 5 guys in the barbecue business, and they are still in business. And he put them in business before I was born, and I was born in 1947. So that'll give you some idea of the kind of barbecue that I grew up around. And somebody gave me a book the other day of barbecue pits, back the kind that you used to see in the backyard of all homes down south, and it was a brick thing with a chimney on it and a grate. And that was my introduction. That was my introduction to barbecue, and I've grown up with that kind of surrounding. Now, I should say, born and raised in Shreveport. I graduated from the University of Southwestern Louisiana, the Raging Cajuns, with 2 undergraduate degrees in agriculture, and then went off and flew jets in the Air Force for 23 years. And so I've had the opportunity to see barbecue not only here but all around the world, especially in Asia and the environments there where they actually think they're doing barbecue, and they are in their own fashion. So I just once I got hooked up back here in Omaha, and I got here in 1986. I was involved in test and evaluation of aircraft and weapons systems, and I met a guy named Mason Steinberg. And Mason said, "Sonny, you need to be part of the GOBS group." And I said, "The what?" He said, "The GOBS group, the Greater Omaha Barbecue Society." And from there, the step was to join KCBS and judge in contest, and then become a rep, and then become a instructor for CBJs, and then start teaching those CBJ classes and running contests. Just have.
Sonny, you there, buddy?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my connection got really bad there for a second. I apologize for that. So, have you ever actually? Did you get into the competing aspect at all?
You're breaking up on me, Greg.
Oh no! Yeah, this is trouble that I thought we might have being on a remote show tonight. But have you ever actually competed in barbecue competition, Sonny?
Oh, yeah, I've done that all through this area of Nebraska. I've done that. I started off competing with as part of a team called Board of Directors, where we took the people that were the Board of Directors from the Greater Omaha Barbecue Society. We put a team together, and we would compete around here. And then for the last 3 years, and I have to share this with you just real quick, I have a 16-year-old grandson. When he was 13 years old, he came up and asked me, Papa, how old do I have to be to judge? And I said, well, buddy, you got to be 16 years old. And he went, oh. I said, well, how old do you have to be to cook? And I said, be able to start a fire and control it safely. He said, so I can have a cook team? I said, yeah. I said, let's come up with a name and we'll cook together. Well, bless his heart, I tried calling it Tanner's Team. I tried calling it Kids Q. I tried to help him with that. He thought they all sucked. So the next thing I know, he comes back about 2 weeks later and says, Papa, I got the perfect name for my team. I said, what's that, Tanner? He went, Too Young to Judge. So I have been cooking with my grandson under a team called Too Young to Judge, and a lot of times just he and I, and I've got another grandson, Kean, that lives here with us as well, and the three of us will go out and cook, and then there are times where I'll load up the truck, take him out, he'll cook by himself while I'm running the contest. So that's our competition capability around this part of the country.
No doubt about it. We're talking with Sonny Ashford. Sonny, so, I mean, you've been around barbecue, obviously, all of your life, growing up with it and the way that you were exposed to it, and then seeing how KCBS is doing it, repping and teaching all these classes. What's the impetus for you to kind of step out of that and look to make a run for the KCBS Board of Directors?
Greg, I think the thing that stands out the most in my mind, and I'd be glad to share my platform with anybody, and what I've done is I've developed a platform, and each one of, like in the old southern states, I got planks that build up to that platform. But I just want to read you something real quick. I want to become involved with as many KCBS members as possible. I want to provide support to contest coordinators, new or experienced, provide support to KCBS certified barbecue judges, ensure that cook teams have the consistency within each contest to know that the efforts they expend are going to be regarded with the highest degree of professionalism and honesty that can be provided in every contest entered. Finally, work hard to continue growth and make KCBS the biggest and strongest than it is today. And so all that thing boils down to is I want to see more member involvement. I mean, when I say member involvement, I'm talking about cook teams, CBJs, reps, everybody. I want to see more involvement by them in that. And I think that there's a lot of things that we can do as a KCBS board to actually make that happen. That if we can have some town hall meetings all across the United States where some of the people that are on the board can go and sit down with people and have a gathering and do questions and answers and share with them, then that's the kind of thing I think that we need to do, is to reach back out to the membership and make those people involved, make them more aware of what's going on and why things are being done.
Do you have any type of grasp or idea as far as the percentage of membership that is, I guess, in a blunt term, inactive versus the percentage of KCBS membership that is active doing either judging or some type of competing?
No, I don't think those figures have ever been put out. I mean, right now we're looking at KCBS is over 13,000 members strong. And, we have if I look even among the reps themselves, there are people out there that are reps that have not had a contest to rep in 2 years. In fact, some of them, I'm not sure if they ever had a contest to rep. At the same time, there are people that'll have 15, 16, 17. So when you start talking about the number of people that are inactive, I don't know that you can say that they're inactive as much as there's a cluster of the work that's being kept in one area, and that needs to be stopped. Okay, there needs to be a sharing across the board. But at the same time, let's face it, not everybody that's a KCBS member has gone to be a CBJ, so they may very well choose not to be active. All they want to do is be able to get the bullshit and read the great articles that are in there, even the ones that I write.
Sonny Ashford joining us here on the show. So in your estimation, Sonny, and you've seen KCBS in all sorts of time frames, what do you think the best parts of KCBS are right now?
People. And that's why I keep saying about I'm involved more with the membership. I go to a barbecue contest and I meet some of the greatest people in the world. There are people there that Polish background, Jewish background, Indian background, Chinese, Japanese, straight old Caucasian like me, and there's rednecks out there too, by the way. And you've got a group of people there that have a common core of something that is truly American, and that's barbecue. And that one thing is the biggest, I say, lure, if you will, to any competition and to the Kansas City Barbecue Society.
Now, as you look around, you see some other sanctioning bodies that are popping up. You obviously have Florida Barbecue Association. You have the Memphis Barbecue Network. There's the IBCA. There's KCBS. KCBS being the biggest. Is there anything from the other sanctioning bodies that have their own scoring system, their own membership, that you might like to see actually introduced into the KCBS as well?
No. Memphis in May is known for their whole hog competition, and then they've got ribs, and they've got the stuff where the judges go out to the people that are actually cooking, and they sit down, and they get briefed and stuff like that. But there's a lot of what goes on with Memphis in May that not just anybody can participate in it. Okay, it requires some pretty doggone heavy duty equipment. Now there are areas where you can do just a single event, and that would be the people that can get started and continue. Texas is a lot similar to what we do, but at the same time, they don't garnish their boxes the way we do at KCBS, and that truly makes us stand out and be unique. But I don't think there's anything out there that I would want to bring in from one of their organizations into KCBS. I think they're unique, and I think that they do a great job of what they do, but I think we're 13,000 strong for a reason.
Sonny Ashford joining us here on the show. So, Sonny, aside from the platforms that you had mentioned, is there anything else that you would like to see honed or refined or changed if you were to get elected into the BOD next year?
Yeah, there is. I think one of the things that KCBS has got to do, and that's create a mentor program. There's an awful lot of organizations around, like the Greater Omaha Barbecue Society here in Omaha, Nebraska, that need to be recognized for what they do. A lot of these organizations, they support KCBS, they love what KCBS is all about, but they help local communities get contests started. And I know personally there's about 5 contests that I worked with through the Greater Omaha Barbecue Society to get started in small ways. One of those that I could bring out would be North Platte. We helped them, I believe it's like 2 years in a row that we helped them do their judging and repping, and then they decided that they wanted to take that step to KCBS sanctioning so that teams could come in and really accrue some points on there. And they've grown from, I think, 31 teams the first time they were KCBS to last year they were over 60. So those are the kinds of things. But I think mentorship and reaching out with the people that have the knowledge to help more people, but it's got to be an organized effort from the very get-go.
Sonny Ashford is joining us here on the show. And again, if you are interested in throwing him your vote for the KCBS Board of Directors next year, I'm sure he'd be very appreciative. Sonny, is there any contact information? You have a website or anything set up in case people want to get in contact with you and pick your brain a little bit more on what you're running for?
I don't have a website. I know there are probably a couple of my competitors that do have, but excuse me, I have an email that I'd be glad for somebody if they want to drop me a line. Drop it to CajunBBQ@yahoo.com. Now, that's Cajun with a K. KAJUNBBQ@yahoo.com.
All right, there it is. Sonny, I appreciate you making time for the show tonight, and believe me, perhaps even on an After Dark segment, when we reinstate that, when I get back into the confines of the compound, we could have a discussion on anything that doesn't even include barbecue, something that's near and dear to my heart, which is football. So we'll look to do that again soon, but I appreciate you coming on tonight.
Greg, I would love to talk to you in the confines or outside the compound about football and actually the World Football League. But at the same time, buddy, I'll be glad to talk to you about food of any kind, especially if you want to talk about Southern cuisine or Cajun.
All right, Sonny, I appreciate you coming on tonight, buddy. Good luck.
You bet, and thank you very much. I look forward to hearing from some of the people out there and the vote. Thank you.
All right, there he is. Gotta love it. That's Sonny Ashford, obviously very passionate about barbecue, which I certainly appreciate myself. To me, a great guest is somebody that talks passionately. You might not agree with what he's saying, which is fine. Obviously, that's your prerogative. But he's made some good points, and for the reasons that he wants to run. World Football League, by the way, go ahead and check him out. He just happens to be the commissioner of the World Football League. What? Barbecue and football getting together, unheard of in these parts. Again, that was Sonny Ashford. Thanks to him for coming on. We're going to step away real quick. We'll do the quick 4-segment free-for-all for Fred's Rubs and whatnot, and we'll wrap it up after that. It's Rempy and you right here on the Barbecue Central Radio Show.
Barbecue fans travel from all over the country and the world to learn the secrets of real pit barbecue from Grand Champion Pitmaster Conrad Haskins. Now take your skills to the next level with a Barbecue Institute Pitmaster class. You'll learn how to make sauces, rubs, and smoke mouth-watering barbecue every time you cook. Your new skills will impress friends and family. Internet forums, blogs, and Facebook are full of success stories from our graduates. Upcoming classes locations include Rock City Rib Fest, Rochester, New York, Lexington, Massachusetts, Lang Factory Test Kitchen in Georgia, Fort Worth, Texas, Fredericksburg, Texas, Houston, Texas, Monroe, Washington, and Kennewick, Washington. For more information, class dates, and contests we'll be competing in, visit www.bbqclass.com. That's bbqclass.com. The future of barbecue is already here at thebarbecueguru.com. From the amazing guru that monitors and controls the temperatures of any charcoal, wood, or electric pit to the Caldera Tallboy knockdown smoker. Yes, it breaks down and stores flat, yet it's still a robust, sturdy, portable cooker and smokehouse. It also serves as an efficient temperature-controlled convection oven using wood or charcoal. The Tallboy is designed to fit all catering pans and can be used as a warming oven. You can cook in any style you choose. Make ribs, chicken, jerky, vegetables, smoked cheese, whatever you want. Take it to KCBS competitions and unload it from the trunk of your car. TheBarbecueGuru.com is where you'll find the Caldera 3-Bay Caterer. It's stainless steel and uses charcoal or sterno for chafing purposes. And it doubles as a 3-bay sink or wash station with hot water and knocks down in seconds with no tools required for transportation and storage. The future of barbecue is here at thebarbecueguru.com. That's www.thebbqguru.com or call 1-800-288-GURU.
Forget going from site to site to get all of your barbecue and grilling supplies and make your first and final stop at fredsmusicandbarbecue.com. In the market for a new barbecue pit, we have all the big name brands like Big Green Egg and more. As a matter of fact, Fred's is staffed by eggheads and carries all the parts and egg accessories for the Big Green Egg. More of a pellet head, you say? Fred's is the pellet grill superstore with grills in stock from Traeger, Green Mountain, and Country Smokers from Louisiana Grills. Fred's also carries smokers from Cook Shack, Bradley, and Weber, as well as a full line of charcoal grills. And once you're outfitted with your new smoker or grill, you'll find absolutely everything you need to make your barbecue or grilling experience a success. Fred is also the creator and distributor of Tasty Licks barbecue products, including their great line of rubs, spices, and sauces. You gotta try them. And you can also get your hands on a full lineup of marinades, accessories, lump charcoal, wood chips, pellets, chunks, and even the great grilling tools from Stephen Reichlin of Barbecue U fame. Check out Fred on the web at fredsmusicandbarbecue.com or check out their fully stocked showroom in beautiful Shillington, PA.
Introducing Cosmos Q. Cosmos Q injections and marinades use only the finest ingredients, and they mix easily, never clotting or caking. From our beef injection to our pork injection, you're guaranteed to wow your friends, family, and judges. And don't forget to check out our Cosmos Chicken Soak for that moist and tender chicken you're gonna love.
And don't forget about Cosmo's new pork soak and rubs.
You can find us at CosmosQ.com and select retailers across the nation. For quality injections, marinades, and rubs, it's Cosmos Q.
Big name interviews, advice on cooking brisket and ribs, and the only host willing to share his honest opinion on all things important in the world of barbecue. It's the Barbecue Central Show.
Welcome back, 5 till the hour. This is the Barbecue Central Radio Show. I'm your program host, Greg Rempe. Thanks for joining me tonight. I certainly appreciate it. We are live on remote at Columbus, Ohio. In about 6 minutes from now, I'll be packing up the Barbecue Central Radio Network company car and heading back to Seatown, where I will be joining you live next week back in the compound, baby. Yeah! You never know how good it is to be in the Barbecue Central Radio Network studios until you're out doing your radio show on some wacky headset in front of a netbook remotely connected into your radio station software, and that blew over all of your heads. But look, what I'm saying is it's always good to be home. That's what I'm saying. So live shows will pick up again next Wednesday, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say that shows will be... cripes. Look at me. No wonder I was getting that wind sound. Password was playing. We'll probably be picking up live shows on Tuesdays again after the first of the year. So, over the next 2 weeks or whatever it is, 2.5 weeks, or for the remaining 2 shows of the year, is that what it is? Maybe 3 shows. We'll be doing them on Wednesdays, and then as soon as the new year hits, we'll transition back over from Wednesdays, and we will go back to the standard Tuesday show. So, again, we'll be back live in Cleveland, Ohio next Wednesday, and from there on out. So, 877-448-0433 if you want to jump in. Greg at thebbqcentralshow.com is the email address. Lots of things that you can react to tonight. We had 2 guests that were talking about the Kansas City Barbecue Society and their reasons for running for board of directors. Our first guest tonight was John Kirby. He was making a run last year and was not successfully elected, but as I remember and as I listened back to our interview from last year here a couple days ago, still a lot of some of the similar platforms, a lot of the similar things that he was not necessarily enthused about have resurfaced again this year. Wanting to cycle out judges that have not competed. Well, that's a weird phrase, but wanting to cycle out judges that have not actually participated in a judging situation in a year or so. And if they're not going to cycle out, go ahead and make them retake the class so they can kind of refresh and regain that palate on what's good barbecue and what isn't good barbecue. That's really kind of hard to argue with. But look, I think if you look at the membership, and Sonny alluded to it here last segment, was you have a large registered membership, and a considerable portion of that probably isn't interested in judging, probably isn't interested in actually competing. I would like to see numbers on the percentage of teams that compete in a KCBS event or whatever, but aren't even members of the organization or the sanctioning body that's judging where they're at, for crying out loud. I think that might actually be a bigger number than all of us think. I think that is kind of a key element. How many people are going into your competitions that aren't part of your sanctioning body and that are winning? So that would be some numbers that I would definitely find interesting to see. And then, of course, we had Sonny Ashford
after John Kirby talking about his particular platform and how he wants to involve the membership a lot more. So special thanks to all of those guys for coming on and making the show a success tonight. We will wrap it up, and I will say thanks again to John Kirby and Sonny Ashford for coming on and talking about why they want to get on board and get elected for Kansas City Barbecue Society Board of Directors. If you're interested in either one of those guys, certainly you can find them. And Sonny Ashford's email address, he said you can hit him up at any point, is Cajun BBQ, and that's K like K. AJUN, CajunBBQ.com at Yahoo. CajunBBQ at Yahoo.com, and he'll be happy to let you pick his brain on what he thinks going on. And I'm sure you can find John Kirby. If you're interested in talking to him, just let me know, and I'll find your email, or I'll get you his email address to address him. Until next until next Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is your program host and proud U.S. American, Greg Rempe. Good night now.
Hello, everybody. This is Gary Vaynerchuk, host of Wine Library TV, a.k.a. WLTV, and this is BBQ Central.
This episode